On today's programme, our contestants are hoping to bargain spot in France's richest hunting grounds, Fontainebleau.
Very shabby chateau again. I think it's fab.
It's rusty and
I love it.
It's got bent bits on it.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Will they bag the best bargains or let them slip through their fingers?
Sold.
Oh.
Sold already.
Do you know, it'd be just our luck. Mark will have bought it.
And when it comes to selling, will they make a killing or lose their nerve? Let's get ready to rummage. Welcome to Fontainebleau in northern France. Since the 12th century, this place has been home to kings, emperors, and their courts. The whole town is dominated by this magnificent chateau. It really is an architectural masterpiece, and it's absolutely stuffed full of the most wonderful antiques. The Fontainebleau Chateau achieved real magnificence in the 16th century when King Francois I decided to take a modest hunting retreat and expand it into the country's most prestigious royal residence after Versailles. He drafted in some of the best Italian artists to decorate it, and they really went to town, creating a whole series of stunning apartments, and in the process, introducing France to the joys of Renaissance living. The royal court didn't like to travel too far for its hunting, and Fontainebleau is situated only about 40 miles south of Paris. The town itself has a population of over 15,000 and is well stocked with shops, eateries and watering holes. Surrounding Fontainebleau is a massive 20,000-hectare forest, once France's richest hunting ground, but nowadays a picturesque sanctuary for overworked Parisians. Well, our teams are obviously hoping that this is going to prove to be a happy hunting ground as they each spend their £350 on French antiques. Not for themselves, of course, but to sell at a market back in the UK, where hopefully they'll make a profit. Competition is always very tough, so let's go meet the contestants. Today, two friends, Amanda and Mark, are going to be competing for the bargain spotting prize, and each reckon they'll bag more bargains than the other. Amanda is a teacher from Humberside and is married to a professional diver. She reckons she's got a keen eye for a bargain.
I like rustic, old things to do with farming, cottage industries, things like that.
On hand with some words of wisdom for Amanda is our antiques expert, James Rylands, whose apprenticeship at Sotheby's and wide auctioneering experience means he knows exactly what will be the hot sellers back in the UK. Competing against Amanda is her friend Mark, a community organiser and self-confessed internet auction junkie from the East Yorkshire village of Ticton.
I got into collectibles just through seeing things I liked and buying them, thinking if I like them, people will like them, because I've got quite good taste and make a bit of money. I'm going to win, because I'm going to beat Amanda, I'm going to get great items, come back and make a great profit.
Two Marks are probably better than one, so on hand to help today is the inimitable Mark Franks, who has over a decade's worth of antiques dealing experience under his belt and knows exactly how to whip buyers into a frenzy. Well, good morning, bargain spotters.
Morning.
Angela. Four smiley faces at the start of the day. That's what I like to see. But what's going to keep the smile on your face today, Amanda?
Oh, well, I live in an old farmhouse, so I'd like to see or to buy some old rustic things. So it'll be nice to have a look around and see what we've got to take back and sell for a profit.
Well, James, you've already had an opportunity of having a look around. Is you going to find those things here?
Rustic, we can do well. Had a quick rate, beautiful woodland sort of setting, lots of rustic. It's going to look great.
Well, as you say, Amanda, making a profit is the name of the game. You've got the Marx brothers against you here, Mark 1 and Mark 2. Mark, you're used to buying on the internet. It's going to be a bit different when you see the whites of the trader's eyes, isn't it?
It is, but I'm going to barter and sort them out.
But what are you going to be looking for particularly?
I'm going to be looking for French glass, I think, some enamelware, and I really like deco, so a mixture of all those things. Maybe some garden furniture.
Well, here's your man.
I love a bit of glass. Now, I've had a quick look round, and it's a bit flea market-ish, which is really good because there's a real eclectic mix of stuff, and it should be cheap. So we'll be laughing. A walk in the park today, eh?
Excellent.
OK, well, you know the rules. Let me give you your money belts. You get £350 worth of euros. Remember,
Thank
you've
you.
got to spend all of it. You've only got the one day in which to do it. your experts are there to help you, but do remember, you're not buying for yourselves. You're buying to sell, as you said, Amanda, for a profit. Yeah. So when you look at everything, just ask yourself, is it going to be collectible or rejectable? That's the decision. There are your books, James and Mark, to keep a record of everything. So if you're ready, smiles at the ready, belt up and let's get buying. And they're off. Today's market is a real mixed bag, and our teams are going to have to work hard to pick out the treasures from the tat.
It's actually around about 50 quid.
Oh, right.
And it's empty, that's without any money in it.
It's your biggest fan.
Come here often. The shape is nice, but that is not good. Yeah. So mirror, mirror on the wall, not the fairest of us all on this one.
Well, while the teams get down to business, let me just remind you of how this works. I've given each of them £350 worth of euros. They have to spend all of it on at least 10 items. But the real skill is in buying things that they know they're going to be able to sell in one day at a market back in the UK, hopefully for a profit. Because whoever makes the most money, they're the winner. Both teams still need to get off the starting blocks. Could this be the light at the end of the tunnel?
What do you think?
Nice. I mean, you know, 1910, 1920, very fashionable, but look at the damage.
I know.
And the trouble is, once that happens, these are so difficult to replace. What you'd actually have to do is to replace the whole lot, and then it loses
would just
all
ruin it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it loses all of its charm.
Yeah.
That's good.
OK, let's play a little what's it worth in the UK game. Now, look, if you take note, the chrome on the top there, very pitted.
Can that not be polished, though? Polished out?
You'll only polish it up, but you won't get rid of the pitting because that's actually damage to the chrome.
Would there be anything here, do you think, that would go? Because I know a lot of people do collect sort of like pub glasses and...
Well, looking at it, I can't see anything that's particularly old. I think most of them are sort of quite new. And the other thing is that a number of things are actually French. You know, the Ricard jug and the Ricard glasses. And of course, they're going to sell better in France rather than in England. Yeah. So it looks great, but we're not going to make any money out of it.
I spoke to the guy, and the best price, his final price, is 70 quid.
Best price?
That's his best price. So that makes it...
Definitely rejectable.
The lamps so far today just haven't been bright prospects, but it's early days yet. Today's market boasts over 300 stallholders, all competing to sell their wares. It's held in the Parc de Tremblay in Champigny-sur-Marne, just a few miles north of Fontainebleau, and it takes place every Saturday. Other good markets are held each month at Évry and once every September at Les Chapelles-Bourbon. Well, it's not just Mark and Amanda that have gone off on a shopping spree, because I've been out buying today's bonus item, and because we're in France where they absolutely adore their wine, I've decided to get them this. It's an ice bucket. Now, there's not actually a lot of age to it, but it is in the Art Deco style. It's got very nice handles on the side here, and this glass is incredibly heavy and very thick, which is really good because when you put ice cubes in there, it means they'll be well insulated. Now, in just a little while, I'm going to give our two contestants an opportunity to win this ice bucket off me. All they have to do is guess how much I paid for it. Whoever gets it on the button, or indeed close, will get this item as a bonus. That means that when they put it on their stall back in the UK, whatever they manage to sell it for will be pure profit. The two Marks are keeping their eyes peeled for the first bargain of the day.
A pair of binoculars. If you look on the front, there, it says Paris, can you see that? Yeah. These are probably, I don't know, 1930s, 1920s. This is brass, would have had leather, as you can see. Yeah. A bit of a shame, but they will polish up if somebody wants to.
Meanwhile, Amanda and James are making a beeline for their first potential purchase.
Now, I wanted to show you this stand here, because there are actually one or two things here that I think you'll like. What do you think about this?
I like that.
You do?
It's slightly Art Nouveau, isn't it? But it's not quite there.
It is. Well, you're spot on date, because it's probably about 1910, 1915. Yeah. And I suspect originally it was probably part of a toilet set to go on a dressing table.
Yeah, with the bowl underneath.
With the bowl underneath.
I know.
We've got a bit of damage on here. But hell, it doesn't really matter, because it's a nice rustic thing.
Not worth a fortune, but there's a little tip I want to give you.
OK.
At antique fairs, you'll quite often see people pick them up, and rather than looking through that side, they look through the wrong side. Now, if you look through the wrong side, you can actually really clearly see all the lenses.
Yeah.
So you can see how much damage, any chips, any scratches.
That's really good.
Quite buyable, quite saleable, if they're cheap. Monsieur, c'est combien? €3, that's £2. We've got to
We
buy
need them, don't we?
Yeah.
For a mere £2, those binoculars should be able to see their way to a clear profit back in the UK.
We've actually also got a maker's mark here. First of all, we've got terre de fer, and that means fired iron, which basically it's almost like an English equivalent of an ironstone. In other words, it's sort of fired to be quite a durable sort of pottery.
The two marks may share a name, but they don't always seem to share the same tastes.
Please don't buy them, they're horrible.
€2?
I wouldn't care if they were 2 pence, they're disgusting. They're sort of a bit 70s, I suppose. Pressed glass, you've got the steam running through them. Made in Italy. Look, we've come to France and you're buying stuff from Italy.
That's good, I like that.
Disgusting.
It's kitsch. No horrible kitsch.
Kitsch or not, for a mere £1, that lemonade set is not going to break the bank and should easily turn some profit. Meanwhile, Amanda and James are busy turning the tables.
Look at this. This is so rustic. Do you see the way it's been put together with these dowels?
Oh, the wooden, yeah.
These wooden pins, they're called dowels.
Right.
And look, I can see the wood underneath that. It's oak, which is a really nice, French oak is good oak. It's like English oak. It's very hard. It takes good weather. Its charm is the fact that it's had a hard life.
So how old do you think it is?
Oh, I think it probably dates to the middle of the 19th century, so it's got a bit of age to it.
Yeah, yeah. And what about the price, though?
Price, he's asking €30, so basically 20 quid.
Oh, I think we could make a profit on that, don't you?
Oh, definitely we can.
Yeah.
While James pats himself on the back, Mark has spotted some glassware that's more to his taste.
Mark, what's this? I said I know I wanted glass, but...
You wanted glass, and you like something that's a bit kitsch and funky.
Okay.
Considering the lemonade set you bought, that horrible blue thing, right? This is nice.
Convince me.
Right, now this is actually in the style of Whitefriars glass. Now, Whitefriars has been in London, near Fleet Street, and it used to be a monastery. And in 1834, I think it was, James Power bought it and opened a glassworks.
Right.
And he produced works not dissimilar to this, which are making hundreds of pounds at the moment.
But that was Whitefriars, that isn't this.
OK, let me buy this for €2. You bought that horrible blue glass set, and whoever makes the most money, the other person has to buy them an ice cream. Deal?
OK, deal.
Yet another purchase at a rock-bottom price. At this rate, it's going to take them a week to spend up rather than a day. Are Amanda and James talking cobblers?
Oh, it's really, really heavy. Really heavy.
Well, that's because it's made of cast iron. It's solid. I mean, it needed to be. This was a tool of the trade for the cobbler to make his shoes on. He'd form them over this. And this one here, the smaller one, that's where he'd actually be sticking the heels on.
Oh, right, yes, yeah, I can see the heel shape.
So it's real function now.
How old would that be?
Oh, I just think it's almost certainly made towards the end of the 19th century, so over 100 years old.
Okay.
So what do you think someone would use that for now?
A doorstop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's good, I like that.
You like that?
I like Art Deco, I like birds, I like marble.
It's got the lot. I mean, that's breathtaking, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
These are called garnitures, so you may put sort of little flowers in there, or they just sit separately to elongate the beauty of this wonderful thing.
While Mark waxes lyrical about the clock, James is trying to do a bulk deal with his stallholder.
Pour le tout?
40 € avec tout l'ensemble.
Oui, oui, merci. So €40 for the
great.
lot. So what's that? That's 28 quid, something like that.
For all this, yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
great.
I think we're
yeah,
ahead.
Yeah, very
Monsieur,
good.
merci beaucoup.
£28 for the oak table, the jug and the cobbler's shoe is definitely a bargain. Let's see if the two Marks can strike a good deal on the Deco clock.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour.
Combien le pendule?
60.
€60, 40 quid.
50?
Vous êtes dur, hein?
S'il vous plaît. 50.
Hey, merci beaucoup, monsieur. Oh.
At just £34, that Deco clock should prove a high flyer at the UK market and deliver a tidy profit for the Marx brothers. But something's distracting James from the task in hand. Whatever could it be?
You found a couple of very pretty-looking fillies here.
They are pretty easy on the eye, aren't they?
Lovely. Are they bronze?
Well, they look as if they are, but they're not. They're actually made of a material called spelter. It's a zinc-based alloy. It's copying bronze, but it's actually a bit cheaper to produce.
It's lighter too,
And it's lighter. So, same as bronze, it's made in a mould, so lots of them would have been produced, but not as expensively. But what's clever is that it's been given this patina, this sort of acid finish, which makes it look like bronze. But what's really good about them is they're both by a cracking sculptor called Emmanuel Villanis, who's a Frenchman. They're around about 1900 in date, and they are so archetypally Art Nouveau. And Villanis specialised in these Art Nouveau busts of these gorgeous women.
And she is beautiful, isn't she?
She is
Lovely
beautiful.
face.
You know, quite often his subject matter is also a sort of Arab, like what we call odalisques. In other words, very exotic ladies with sort of real come-hither expressions.
And she's actually much nicer than this one, isn't she? She's a different colour.
She is a different colour, and the reason is that with this one, Sappho, although she's more desirable, someone has scrubbed off all the patina on her.
You're going to say she's an old scrubber,
She
aren't
is
you?
an old scrubber. That's the thing. She's an old scrubber. So what they've done is they've taken off really all of her sort of age, if you like, because she now looks all silvery. And that really is like scrubbing off £10 notes.
But presumably, even so, they're still a bit outside your price range.
They are way outside our price range. Even as Spelter, they're priced here at £500 each.
Ooh.
And in bronze, we are well into four figures.
I'm afraid too expensive as a date for you. Put them back.
It's a story
Put
of
them
my
back.
life.
I know. Too expensive women, James. You have expensive taste in women.
While our teams continue to haggle and hunt among the market stalls, I've headed back to Fontainebleau Chateau to admire some of its treasures. This magnificent 60-metre gallery is the very first decorated gallery ever to have been built in France. It's called the François I Gallery, after the French king who commissioned it in the mid-16th century. Now, he employed an Italian artist called Rosso to supervise the decoration. Rosso had been a disciple of Michelangelo, and he developed a style of interior decoration that included fresco painting, stucco sculpture, and wainscoting, this wooden panelling down the side here. Down the entire 60-metre length, you have panels which include the F, gilded here in the middle of a shield, to symbolise, of course, François. But here you have a salamander, which is a type of lizard that it's believed can withstand fire. And so François took this as his symbol, an indication that man really could persevere over all adversity. Most people like fine porcelain, but France's King Louis Philippe was a bigger fan than most. In 1840, he had this gallery built, the Gallery of Plates. There are 128 separate items here, but collectively they're known as the Fontainebleau history plates. Now, these were made by the Sèvres porcelain factory just outside Paris, and originally they were commissioned as a dinner service, but no one's ever actually eaten off them, and frankly, it would be a crime to put food or a knife and fork anywhere near these plates, because this collection was made specifically for this chateau. They'll never leave here, and that makes them priceless. Back in the market, while James has been off browsing, Amanda's been busy spending money.
So, I've been away for 10 minutes, and I can see you've been shopping already.
I have. I've spent about £50 whilst you've been
£50?
away. Yes.
Ooh.
But
Well-
on 3 items.
Well, I love it. I mean, it's probably dates to the 1920s.
Right.
That's when this became popular with this bamboo frame, and it's real bamboo.
Right.
And of course, people in those days, in that era, were obsessed with travel. You know,
Yes.
it was becoming easier to go to the Orient, to these places. So anything bamboo, it meant exotic.
While James admires Amanda's new buys, their opponents have been reflecting on their next purchase.
This is nice.
Nice. That is gorgeous. I've got to tell you, I could live with that forevermore. It's beautiful.
It is good if it's a decent price. I think we need it.
That's the thing. What scares me is it's going to be a couple of £100.
So, talk us through this. Is this lamp going to light up our lives?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I
it's very
like it.
Art Deco-ish, although I know it's quite modern,
It's,
really.
yeah, it's not that old.
No.
Let's call it deco style.
Yes,
shall we?
okay.
Okay, how much do you give for it?
€5.
3 whole pounds?
Definitely, I thought that was a real bargain.
So we can't go wrong with this.
Not.
James obviously reckons that lamp's a steal, but while Amanda's been splashing the cash, the Marx brothers are biding their time.
I'll tell you what I do like as well. Look at these 2 pieces of wrought ironwork there. Now, they come off doors. So if you imagine you've got a big, impressive door with a big handle and a big letterbox, and you've got a glass panel, and that is behind the glass panel. Now, people quite often will buy these, turn them into coffee tables, have them standing up in the garden. They're just decorative things. Look at the workmanship involved in actually making those. Superb. And I'll tell you what I really do like. Oh, it's so you.
OK, useful. I think it's trying to be 1920s.
Yeah, so it's not very old, I don't
It's
think,
not
really.
very old. It's not very old. It's made of oak. You think sewing?
Yes, I think it could be
Yeah,
used
you
as a
see-
sewing box. They're not very deep, the drawers, are they?
They're not too, but more than that, sewing boxes are always fitted out. And it's not quite big enough for a toolkit.
No.
So I think we're going to call it, it's a box for thingies.
A collector's box.
A collector's box. Is it going to be collectible?
Yes, it's going to be collectible.
Well, James isn't quite as smitten with Amanda's £30 collectibles box, but it's already a done deal. Meanwhile, the 2 Marks are finally getting to the point.
Now, do you know what this is?
I think that's for candles. It's from a church, it looks like.
Exactly, yeah. This is lovely, rustic, a bit of fun. I think it's really stylish, and I love the way it's got lots of original paint just flaking off. Very shabby Chateau again. I think it's fab.
It's rusty and
I love it.
got bent bits on
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
That church candelabra has created a bit of a schism. On the other side of the market, Amanda spotted something rather familiar looking.
Oh, now look, Art Deco.
Spot on.
I don't like it. But I
You
think
don't like
no,
it?
I don't, but I do think it would sell quite well, don't
No,
you?
it would. Bonjour, monsieur. C'est combien?
Elle est vendue.
Ah, sold.
Oh.
Sold already.
Elle est vendue.
But just have a look. Mark will have bought it.
Indeed he has. And having surveyed the stall, the 2 Marks are now ready to try and haggle themselves a decent bulk discount.
Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour. Je voudrais un bon machin prix pour ça, 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 un cadeau pour ami.
200.
So 140 quid. It's possible. Pour ami. Bon ami.
Difficile, hein, c'est...
100 euros. S'il vous plaît.
Cheeky face.
Look, it's
Allez,
lovely, look.
C'est bon, allez, allez.
Hey, hey, c'est bon, what a good guy.
Well, the cheeky face did the trick, and the Marx brothers get the last laugh, bagging the candelabra, grills and mirror for half price. While our contestants keep on rummaging for those elusive bargains, I've headed off to visit the nearby village of Barbizon on the edge of the Fontainebleau forest. In the mid-19th century, this village became a popular hangout for nature-loving landscape artists who were keen to escape the restrictions of studios and get up close to the great outdoors. The painters became known loosely as the Barbizon School, and many of them at some point were lodgers in this building known as the Auberge de Gagne. This inn used to belong to the Gann family. They bought the building in 1834 to open a small grocery shop, but then they decided to go into the hotel business. They expanded so that they could provide cheap and cosy lodgings for some of the young artists who were in the Barbizon school. Madame Gann was particularly popular among her young guests for the lovely creamy brie cheeses and the succulent pâtés that she used to produce. And very often, because they were so poor, in order to be able to pay for their lodgings and their food, the young artists would produce paintings for the family. Sometimes, if they were lucky, they got them on canvas, but often as not, they would use doors, cupboards, walls, furniture, frankly, anything that was to hand. The Barbizon school favoured dark colours, which meant they never became as popular as the more colourful impressionists who followed them. Even so, Jean-François Millet and Théodore Rousseau in particular achieved a degree of fame. Quite often these paintings were done as a joint effort, like this rather large piece on some wooden panelling. Now, we know, for instance, that the bit in the middle here was painted by Théodore Rousseau, while the rest would have been completed by some of his friends. And who knows, maybe they went on to be very famous too. In recent years, the Auberge's current owners have stripped back the wallpaper in the bedrooms and uncovered sketches and doodles on the walls that were made by the young painters who boarded there. Now, that's a nice reminder to our contestants that amazing treasures can sometimes be found right under our noses. If you'd like to know more about Barbizon or anything else that we mention in the programme, then just go to our website at www.bbc.co.uk/lifestyle. Back in the market, it looks like Mark's got this buying business all sewn up.
What you found then?
This sewing machine, my grandma had one of these.
Really?
Yes.
He first painted these in about the 1850s, I think about 1850, somewhere around about there. But the first sewing machines were invented just before the 1800s, in the 1790s. But this is the first decent sewing machine was made by Singer.
It is really ornate, isn't it?
It's quite nice. And it actually says, look, Singer Manufacturing Co. Fabrication Anglaise.
Yeah.
Made in England, basically.
While the boys are getting stuck into their sewing, Amanda is more into spinning.
I really, really love this. I really want this. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
It's a spinning wheel, obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, these have been around since the 1400s.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're used for spinning wool, cotton. In other words, to turn it into the thread that you then make into into clothes.
Singer is a very important company. Because I don't know if you know, but Singer was the first person to ever introduce hire purchase.
Oh, right.
Now, what he actually did was he would go round to the houses, he had his salesmen, and they would say, right, you've got this sewing machine. It was a very, very important piece of machinery because all your clothing, all your bedding, your curtains, everything would be made on one of these. Great condition.
Okay.
Now, the guy wants 80 quid for this.
80 quid.
It's quite a lot of money, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Nice piece of kit, but I don't see a profit, do you? Collectible or rejectable?
Rejectable.
Quite right.
How old do you think it is?
I think this one dates the 19th century,
Good.
and I think because of its size, it's been made more for decorative purposes than anything else. But I'll tell you what's good also about it, is that this is the sort of thing that you'll see in lots of those Victorian English pictures.
Yes.
You know, of
Yes.
the cottage interior,
Yes.
quite twee and things like that.
Yeah.
So even though this is a French one, I think we could take it back across the channel and actually do quite well with an English.
Any chance of doing some work today? I'll leave you for 2 minutes, and what do you do? Hanging around?
But look at this.
Do you know what it's called?
It's a tall boy.
Very similar. It's called a Vertigo, and it's quite a nice piece. This would probably date around about 1910, 1920.
That's good.
It's got the original furniture, which is the handles and the escutcheons. You've got the original key there, and you can see it's working the lock. Good. A few holes in the top, but would paint up nice.
In his best allo voice, James is trying to seal a deal on the spinning wheel.
Monsieur, le premier prix est 100.
Premier prix, c'est 100 €.
Ça. Mais maintenant, le dernier prix est
70 €.
70. 70, that's 50 quid.
Fantastic.
Is it a collectible or a rejectable?
Collectible,
Yes!
definitely.
At £50, that spinning wheel isn't cheap, but its rustic charm just might go down well back in the UK.
Let's have a quick look inside. Right, that's pine. That's pine. See all the knots?
Yeah.
These knots. It shows it's made of pine. The front's been veneered. Now, if you look at the dovetails, you can clearly see these lines where these have been handmade. Now, handmade dovetails were prevalent right up until about the 1900s, 1920s, when it became machine-made. So, by looking at this, you can see it's nearer to the turn of the century.
That's good. I like this the more we talk about it.
Mark manages to haggle the price of the Vertigo down to just £20. And talking of Vertigo, I've headed up to higher ground to find out how our two friends are faring so far.
Well, we get a really good view of the 600 stalls that you've had to choose from. Do you find that you've been a bit spoilt for choice, perhaps, Mark?
There's been a lot to look at, lots of different things. There's been some stalls that look like junk stalls, some stalls with really nice items on. It's been a really good day so far.
How about you, Amanda?
I think I've been a bit slower than Mark. I've still got quite a lot of money to spend, so I need to get a move on, I think, this afternoon.
So are there some things that you've wanted that he's got in and snaffled first?
Yes, unfortunately. Yes, I saw a beautiful clock and I was going to go for it, and unfortunately the stall holder said, oh no, I'm sorry, it's sold, and it turned out that Mark had got to it before me.
Oh dear.
Oh gosh, so already the competition's building up between you? Well, whatever you've managed to pick up so far, you've now got an opportunity to add something else to your stalls, and that is the bonus item. Now, it's a nice bucket. Now, it's very, very heavy glass. It's not cut crystal, it's pressed glass, but it's a very nice piece, and I want you to take a good look at that and tell me what you think I paid for it in pounds.
I think that was about £35.
Okay. And Amanda, what do you think?
It's very heavy. I think about £40.
Well, the guesses you've made augur well for the price that you might well put on it when you get back to the UK, because if either of you get what you suggest, you'll make a whopping great profit on it, I tell you. Because it was €25, which is approximately £17. So, Mark, it goes on your stall back in the UK.
Thank you.
And let's see how much you're able to sell it for.
We're about halfway through the day, so let's take stock of how our teams are faring. Amanda and James have taken a few bites out of their £350 budget, but they've still got £229 to spend. While Mark and Mark are slightly ahead with £224 left in their money belt. I think Amanda and James could do well with this 60s chandelier. It's the one that the two Marks rejected earlier, but they've got it for £34. They also got their hands on a £7 watering can that should produce a healthy profit. Also this morning, the Marks brothers have bought a set of bar stools for £24. Interesting choice. And a trendy blue and white enamel series, which at £7 is a surefire winner. Now remember, all these items have to be sold back in the UK, where our contestants will compete to see who can drum up the biggest profit from their £350 worth of purchases. But will they be able to haggle as hard with the buyers as they have been doing with the sellers?
21.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to go with 20.
And will James ever be able to leave his carefree youth behind?
I was a child of the 60s, so groovy.
Ugh, that is disgusting.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Do you like it?
No, but I like this at the back.
Wow, that's a bit funky. This does look like a Dalek.
Get a 70s flat, though, that'd be excellent, wouldn't
Can
it?
you imagine it? With some big sort of pampas grasses sticking out the top.
Well, at least the pampas grass might cover it up a bit. That Dalek vase should carry a health warning. Mind you, Amanda seems to have a thing for tasteful pop art vases too.
You like these, don't you?
I do. I like the vase. I think that's very 60s.
This just could not be more different.
No.
You know, it's 1960s, it's really trendy, it's what people really want at the moment.
Yeah, and I absolutely love the chess set.
I think it's probably about 40 or 50 years old, and nice chess set, we've got all the pieces here.
Yeah.
While Amanda and James eye up the chess set, Mark's found a little game of his own.
Wow. Now, do you know what this is?
It looks like a jar with French writing on it.
Yeah, it certainly is. But do you know what it says?
No idea.
Roughly translated, it says, to drink from this jug is your secret.
Right.
This is a French version of what we have in the UK, dating from the 18th century onwards, called puzzle jugs.
Right, OK.
So the secret is, how do you drink out of it? Have you any idea?
I've got no idea.
Right, now if you look really carefully, can you see through there, there's a hole at the bottom of the handle. See it? Right, fill it up with a drink, and then you suck through this hole at the front, and the water comes up through the handle, round one of these sides, and out.
Like a straw.
Like a straw.
This vase, what's the best price on that?
65. Same price.
Same price for the chessboard, 65 euros for each, and together...
Only for you. Last 100.
100 euros.
fantastic.
That's about £70.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah.
I'm sure the chess set will go down well in the UK, but the funky vases are obviously an acquired taste.
So now you know the secret.
And
Quite
how much is it?
collectible. Well, this is 20 quid. So,
20 quid?
Yeah. Not the cheapest one in the world. Would it sell in the UK? Well, it's quite crude, not the nicest thing in the world. Simple question is, collectible or rejectable?
Rejectable.
You're right.
While our teams continue to puzzle over their purchases, I've headed off to the centre of Fontainebleau to track down a suitable prize. Buying the prize for this programme is always enormous fun for me because I never really know what kind of antique shop I'm going to end up in. This one, for instance, is a classic rummaging antique shop. You come inside and there's all sorts of antiques, collectibles, bric-a-brac, but when you go outside, the yard there is full of garden statuary, of old fireplaces, staircases, all the sort of things that have been rescued from some of the great houses before they were demolished in this part of France. But I haven't gone for one of those big items today. No, instead, inspired by my trip to the Chateau today, I've gone for a Sèvres plate. Now, the Sèvres porcelain factory, for a very long time, King Louis XV had a part share in it. But then, round about 1760, he decided that actually he would do a much better job of promoting the factory than any of the people that already worked there. So he took it over completely. And I have to say, he really did do a very good job as a commercial salesman, because it wasn't long before he had persuaded all of the great and rich families of Europe that Sèvres really should be the porcelain of their choice. Now, there are lots of things to look for in genuine Sèvres. First of all, decorated plates like this always have a very strong colour. Now, the most collectible colour of all is a very deep, vibrant yellow. This one, however, has another popular colour, which is a lovely shade of turquoise. And if we turn it over, you can see there is the Sèvres symbol. They changed over the years, and this one tells us that this piece was probably made sometime between 1745 and 1753. Now, you would not want to eat your dinner off this, because it's worth about £160. But even though it doesn't have any practical use, it'll look lovely hanging up in the home of whoever wins today's competition. Back in the market, our teams are running seriously short of spending time.
Come on, Amanda. We've got very few stalls left. Virtually everybody's packed up. We've got to buy something. How much have we got left?
€30.
OK, 20 quid, 20 quid. Come on, just spot something. What do you like? Do you like any of this?
No, nothing for me here
Chandelier,
at all.
chandelier, chandelier. Do you like that?
But I tell you what, I do like what's underneath the chandelier. Can you take that?
Trunk.
Fantastic old trunk.
How much you got left?
€35.
This is the last stall, and this is the fair over, so perhaps you should start looking. Nice shoes.
Not my colour.
No.
Hey. Oh, yes, it is.
Original papers. And it's got an original maker, El Couchot, Articles of Voyage. Oh, I love it. That is,
Lovely,
it is such original condition.
For their final purchase, the Marx brothers decide to take inspiration from the forest.
Hunting has been big since about the 12th century, so this is quite a nice piece. They've got a bit of weight to them.
How do you know they're real, then?
Because when they're plastic, more often than not, they're a complete mirror image, whereas these are slightly different in shape and that, and also the texture. You can just feel that they're real antlers, you know? Yeah. But it's mounted on a nice piece of timber, probably walnut. It's got this lovely figurine in it, and I can see that on the wall.
It's probably about sort of, I don't know, 1860, something like that in date. So it's come with this Rexine, which is stained black with brass mounts, and then this wonderful brass plaque in the middle with a person's initials on it, and then Paris written there.
The only thing I do is pick these.
No, you can't do that, Amanda.
No,
that's one of the original Traveller's labels. That tells a tale. It says where it's been around the world. You can't take that off. That's absolutely, no, it's wonderful. So, I'm going to go and do a deal.
You have got to go and deal, yes.
OK, I'm going to go and see if we can get it.
Okay.
20 quid.
While James tries to get a good price on the trunk, the two Marks take their final deal by the horns.
Combien, monsieur?
50 euros, monsieur.
£35, 50 euros.
50 euros.
That's one thing to do, and that's to show me your money.
Monsieur, only 35.
We have no more money.
5 euros.
Our money is fini.
C'est tout.
Ah, yes.
Yeah? Hey, bravo. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Put it there, partner. Well done.
Spent up.
They've spent up in style, but Amanda and James are hot on their heels.
It's a done deal.
Oh, fantastic.
We are on our way, the last way. But you know what's great?
What?
Bought the trunk, we got something to put all our things in.
Definitely.
To take them back to England. And Paris on the label, it reminds us we've been in France.
Both teams are now totally spent up, which brings us to the end of a frenetic day at Fontainebleau. Remember, our contestants had just £350 each and a minimum of 10 items to buy. Amanda and James notched up a healthy 21 purchases, while Mark and Mark, despite a slow start, eventually managed to rack up 25. I think Amanda's £34 chess set is a strategic purchase in more ways than one, but that collectibles box could prove a much harder sell. The Marx Brothers' deco clock, which they snatched from under the noses of the opposition, should be a high flyer. But I can't help feeling that the garish Dalek vase could exterminate some of their potential profit.
Well, I have to say, guys, I'm impressed. You've been hard at it for over 8 hours buying, and you've still got smiles on your faces. So I take it you've had a good day, all of you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
What has been your favourite item of all?
My spinning wheel, miniature spinning wheel. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, you did say at the beginning of the day you wanted things that were sort of country and rustic.
That's it, yes, and that's definitely rustic, isn't it?
It definitely is. James, how about you? What do you think is going to make the most profit?
Well, Andrew, I think it's a toss-up between the rustic table and the trunk, but I'm sure that both of them are going to give us a huge profit.
Hopefully.
Well, making a profit is, of course, the name of the game, and Mark, you've already got a head start because you won the bonus item. But in addition to that, why is Mark lovingly caressing that orange and blue vase?
It's funky, I like it, and I can see it in a 70s style flat somewhere, so I think it's going to sell and make us a bit of money.
What do you think, though, is going to make you the most money, Mark?
Well, Angela, I've got to say, it's got to be this mirror. It costs £40. Now, it's about 100 years old, it's in great condition. If we can't make a profit of this, I'm going to give up antique dealing and become a newsreader.
I'll tell you which one you're going to be better at, I know already. But have you liked the market today?
What a brilliant market, it's absolutely stunning. If we had more money and more time, I could have filled this van completely. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Great variety.
Well, take a last look at all of your favourite items and everything else, because the next time you see them will be at a market in the UK when you'll be selling, not buying, and we'll see you there. We've come to Camden Passage, which is in the fashionable North London borough of Islington. And this is where our teams are hoping that they're going to be able to sell their French fanciables in just one day. Well, this has been something of a mecca for antiques and bargain hunters ever since the 1960s, when an enclave of specialist shops were opened in what was effectively one of the old London bomb sites. Well, certainly our teams are hoping for booming business today, because whoever claws in the most cash, they will take home this very stylish Sèvres plate as a prize. So, let's get selling.
For Amanda and Mark, today will be a crash course in maximising returns and minimising losses. They have just one day to make as much cash as possible from their French purchases, and the experts are once again on hand to steer them in the right direction.
If the stall inspector does come down today, right, you are paying for the extra room we've taken up, and so you've really got to make the most of it. I can't believe how much stuff we got for our money.
OK, this is the bit where we've got to price everything up.
Right.
We've got to be bullish to start with.
Right.
Really schmooze those punters.
Okay.
And then as the day goes on,
Yeah.
don't forget, we've got to sell everything, so then we can afford to be a bit more flexible.
Okay.
I want you to think, what's the most I can get for it? If somebody comes up and says, I love this cabinet, the price goes up. If they go, how much is the old cabinet? Then put the price down accordingly.
Our contestant, Mark, may not have been a big fan of the church candelabra, but straight away there's some strong interest.
It's quite nice, isn't it? Probably from a church. Big candles would have gone in there.
Yeah, well, my stepdad has got a barn and we're converting it, and I think it'll look really good and surprising for him.
20.
Yeah?
20.
But it's Amanda who's first to make a sale, doubling her money on a chandelier. Her table lamp's looking like a bright prospect too.
But it's not English, I don't think.
I'm not too sure. What do you think, James?
It's French.
It says made in France, but
there
that's
we
a
are.
continental plug. No.
You've got the French one, you've got to check out the wiring, get it sorted out for England. That's important.
I can do 80 quid on it.
80.
Yeah. It's nice, got plenty of age, 100 years old, very decorative.
I'll give you 31.
Is that all you've got?
That is all I've got, I'm sorry.
She is pretty, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very pretty.
And she's an early buyer.
And then she's bought it, I suppose. If she hasn't got any more money, there's no more bargaining to do, is there?
Thank you very much.
Well, Mark has been completely converted by the rusty church candelabra, which has made a divine £24 profit and got them off to a great start.
That is excellent.
Put it there.
Well done. We make a good team.
Yeah.
Amanda and James look like they're about to close their second sale of the day.
Make us an offer.
7?
7? 7? What do
Yes,
you reckon?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think
Go
seven's
for
all
7?
right, yeah.
A £4 profit means they've more than doubled their money on the lamp. Next door, Mark is hoping to strike gold with his giant mirror.
What do you think of that?
Well, it's a nice mirror. How much are you asking for it?
Well, we're looking about 170, somewhere around about there, because it's beautiful condition, really, for its age. It's got to be 100 years old.
You think it's about 100 years old?
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to tell, isn't it, with these mirrors?
If you look at the back, actually, you've got a fair old idea. just look at the back. This is a pine frame with a gesso on it.
Yeah.
Look at the discoloration there. I mean, you can just see that that's just natural aging of the timber.
You like that stuff?
Yeah.
Heavy. It's very useful as a doorstop. Cast iron. Very solid.
It's a shoe.
That's right. Repairing shoes.
Very nice, very good. That's the heel.
That's right. Oh,
That's
you know.
for a child, and that's for
right.
an adult.
Well, that customer seems to know his stuff. And Mark's mirror man has some strong opinions too.
I like the way the glass is original. It's a bit shot in parts, which is really nice. It gives it a bit of
Gently,
character.
though, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice.
yeah. It's a nice thing.
Well, that's it. So brilliant.
Shabby chic.
It certainly is.
Say 110.
130.
No,
Wow.
110.
I like your attitude. You've gone straight in the maximum you want to pay, and that's it. And that's
Gotta
where
pay
we're
for the
going.
taxi as well.
110. His hands out. He's taking your money.
Got it.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you, sir.
Thinking big seems to have paid off for the Marx brothers. That's a massive £69 profit on their mirror.
Yours
Very
for
nice.
10 quid.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, make us an offer.
A £5.
Okay, done deal. Thank you very much.
£5 are lovely.
Well, if the shoe fits. While the contestants continue to wheel and deal, Mark has taken me off to a nearby shop to show me something that's definitely floating his boat.
Now, as you know, Angela, I love furniture. And I don't love all furniture, I love good furniture. And I've come into the shop to show you what I consider to be very good furniture. Now, this is called a writing slope, and it would open up and it would create an actual slope where a gentleman would write his letters. And these corners are made of brass, and they're inlaid and they're completely and utterly flush. Look at the screws, they're even flush as well. Do you know why they were built like that?
Well, I've got a pretty good idea.
I knew you would
But
have.
only because
you're a
I'm
smart cookie.
No, because I'm a student of history, and I
right.
know that they used to make furniture like that to take to war.
Exactamundo.
And it had to be made very, very flush with no bits sticking out because it would have got damaged. Is
I
that
will
right?
catch you one day. You're absolutely spot on. We call it campaign furniture. Now, if you look, you can see it's protected in every part that may get knocked around because on a boat, off a boat, it's being travelled across country to get to the scene of the war, and it has to be heavily protected. Now, one other thing. If you had a few quid, you'd have one of these writing slopes. But if you had a bit more money and you were, say, an officer or a ranked person, you would have something like this. A secretary. So he would be able to sit there and write his letters to his beau. Isn't that beautiful?
And have all his clean shirts and underwear in the drawers below.
His smalls and his larges. Now, this dates from about 1840. It's a fantastic piece of furniture. Now, this is £3,000. Sounds an awful lot of money, but by today's standard of prices and wages, this is good value for money. To have this built would cost you double that, and pro rata, in its time, in its day, in the 1840s, 1850s, it would have cost you much more than that in comparison.
But you see, the thing then that really interests me, if this really is a piece that's 1840, 1850, what wars did it go to? Would it have gone to the Crimea? That's what I'd like to know.
Only it could talk.
Exactly,
Wouldn't
what
we
a
listen?
story it could tell.
Back at the stalls, Mark is being distracted by Amanda's chess set. But someone's interested in his enamelled kitchen series and the bonus item. If only they can find a common language.
I want you to say what you'd like to pay for it. A score. A Bobby Moore. If you give me a pony, I'll translate in a minute. If you give me a pony, it's yours. Pony's all right.
It's a deal! 2 ponies buys the kitchen series and today's bonus item. That's a cool £50 to you and me. Next door, Amanda's trying to close the deal on her chess set.
It's a beautiful board.
Yes, it's made of barley.
I don't think that the pieces are original.
No, I don't think they are.
Because of the tone of
The wood.
The wood. But it's a really unusual design.
And talking of unusual designs...
So, how much is this?
You like that? My Dalek vase, that's my Dalek blue and orange vase, that's my best item, it's my star buy. And
Okay.
I'm wanting £30 for it.
I'd pay you 20, but I wouldn't pay more than that, I'm
20
afraid.
for my star
21,
buy.
21.
My favourite star buy.
21.
21.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to go with 20, sorry.
So what are you going to do with it then, sir?
We've just got a new flat, so I'm going to put it in there.
Are you a student?
No, I'm a designer, actually.
I knew it'd sell to a designer sort of person, didn't I?
I said, 70s retro designer, nice flat.
Pampas grass?
No, I don't think we'll go that far.
Mark couldn't squeeze that extra pound out, but the all-conquering Dalek vase still nearly trebled its money. Amanda's customer is proving a tougher opponent.
What is your best price?
40. I can't go any lower than 40.
I already have 7.
7 chestnuts. But it's very small and compact, so it could go anywhere. Not going to take up a lot of room.
Not 38.
No, £40.
Okay. All right.
Grand Mistress Amanda has manoeuvred her way to a £6 profit on the chess set, but has Mark got a good strategy for selling his door grills?
Oh, you've got an eye for a nice piece of kit. Isn't this gorgeous?
We were looking at that, yeah. What are they?
Well, they're door grills. They're cast iron. They come from France. So you know the big, heavy wooden doors with the glass?
Yes.
These would be in front of them as protection,
Yeah.
but also as decoration. Look at the workmanship involved in this. And I will do you a great price on the pair. I can do the pair for 100 quid.
What about just for the one?
Just for the one, 50 quid. 45 to give you a chance. Are we getting close?
I've got 5 there. What have you got?
I think I've only got about 20 on me.
25.
That's not...
Well, that's all you've got on you. Mark, 25, yes or no, for one grill?
Only 25?
Yes or no?
Yeah, go on then, OK.
That's a cast iron £17 profit on one of the grills, and they've still got another one left to play with. We're more than halfway through the day now, so it's time for me to catch up with our contestants and see how they're faring. Well, Mark and Amanda, you've got a fabulous position here because you've got all the passing trade going from each end of Camden Passage Market, haven't you? Have you found it a good day for doing trade, Mark?
It was a bit slow this morning, but it's got better this afternoon.
And how are you finding that people are taking to the sales patter that you're using?
You have to work hard at it. You can't just stand there. You have to get out from behind your stall. You have to encourage them to come and have a look. And once the patter gets going, then they're more likely to buy something.
Mark, what do you think has been the best buy you've had today?
I think I've done the best on the big mirror, which was Mark's star buy. We've made a lot of profit on that mirror, and that was an excellent item.
Have you actually enjoyed the experience of selling?
I am enjoying it. It's very hard work, though. I certainly wouldn't want to do it for a living.
Well, you've still got lots of things to sell, and there are still several hours to go of the market, so back to your stalls, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Business is brisk in the afternoon, but the pressure is now on to shift all the remaining stock. Mark breaks even with his antlers, while Amanda makes a £5 profit on her trunk. Mr. Franks was confident that his orange vase in the Whitefriars style would have people reaching for their wallets, but eventually he makes just a measly 10p profit. He's loath to see his contestants' kitsch lemonade set make a bigger return, even if they are on the same team.
Hold that and see the quality.
What quality?
The quality.
It's rubbish.
I don't know about quality, I'm just going on looks.
You obviously don't know about
on
quality.
Looks. No, on looks. He likes the colour, likes the shape. Give me £5.
£5?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, see, look, he thinks you're mad.
Make me an offer.
Make you an offer? £1?
No, I can't take
£2.
Deal for £2?
Deal for £2.
£2, it's a deal. £2.
Well, it's only gone for a couple of quid, but the lemonade set has still doubled its money. And at the end of the day, every pound in the money belt is going to help decide the winner. And of course, Mr. Franks owes him an ice cream. Well, Mark turned his nose up to the chandelier that Amanda ended up buying, so she's doubly keen for it to do well.
And what year would you say it's from?
No, it's sort of 1960s. Listen, I was a child of the 60s, so groovy.
More like the 50s.
Listen, don't tell anybody. I'm sticking with the 60s.
I'm not sure you're fooling anyone there, James. Remember, back in France, Amanda and James had their eye on this deco clock, but the Marx brothers got there first.
How old is it? It's from the 1920s, 30s, and it's an Art Deco clock. It's in lovely condition. Let me show you the back. The back's lovely. See the brass on the back. It's really attractive.
It's gorgeous.
Now, I feel like school prize day. I would like to present you with your very own chandelier, which is first prize in our lighting competition.
And I can assure you that it's going to a very good prize.
Oh, lovely. Thanks very much indeed.
So, Amanda and James have the last laugh on the chandelier.
Yes!
Fantastic.
I was getting worried about
I
that
didn't
when
think
she
it was gonna go.
came back. She
was
loved
thrilled
it.
to bits with it,
It's
wasn't
going
she?
to a great home, and
definitely.
she loved it.
What are you selling it for then?
Make me an offer. What would you go for? What would make you buy it?
40?
I can't do 40 because it actually cost me more than that. 60.
Okay, we'll split difference.
OK, £50, that's a deal.
Time's ticking away and every sale could swing the contest. James has reeled in some potential buyers for his collectibles box, suggesting they use it to store their jewellery.
You got the rocks, we got the box. Yeah?
A lot of big rocks.
Right. Cost you a few quid to fill it up, sir. I think so. Never mind.
Do you know how old this is?
Probably, I would think it's probably 1950s. 12 quid, that's 2, 4, 6. That's 2 quid a draw. That does not sound... No, it's not at all. 2 quid a draw. Okay.
The box makes an £18 loss, but at this stage, every pound counts.
Give me a pound.
All right, a pound.
Which is just as well, because that's all Mark managed to get for his binoculars. The market's starting to wind down now, and with less than an hour to go, the pressure is on to clear the tables.
Sir, £5 an item, any interest?
A fiver for that? You must be joking.
I know, it's very cheap, isn't it? Fiver. 25 quid the lot. I need to sell it all.
I'll give you 8 quid for the lot.
Sir, let me make a suggestion.
Yeah, the bus stop's down there.
These total about 40 quid. For cost price, give us a tenner. And they're yours.
All right, you twist my arm. I'll give you a tenner.
Fantastic.
You got a deal.
That's me sold out.
Well, the two Marks are making a hefty £41 loss on their final items, but it still means an extra tenner in the kitty, and that means they've cleared their stall.
Only £1 for a nice 1920s. You get a wrought-up stand and a stand.
Yeah,
And a stand.
I was just getting mad.
No, look, this is bonus time here. Okay. Listen, you better take because I can't hold on to two things at once. Grab that.
No worries.
And give us the money. Yes! Thank you very much, ladies. That's our last thing to sell. There you go.
Well, James's energetic salesmanship has emptied Amanda's stall, and both teams are now well and truly sold up. No mean feat when you remember they only had one day to buy and one day to sell. Amanda's biggest earner was the 60s chandelier, which delivered £16 of profit. Her biggest disappointment was the spinning wheel, which only went for £30, making a painful £20 loss. Mark did phenomenally well with a whopping £69 profit on his large mirror. But there were no heady profits from the Vertigo, which made a £15 loss. So the Marx brothers made the biggest profit on a single item, but is that going to be enough to win the competition? Let's find out which of our contestants has made the biggest overall profit from their £350 spend.
Well, teams, I think you've both had an absolutely great but exhausting day. And towards the end, you were having to give the stuff away. Did that break your heart, Amanda?
It did. It most certainly did. After having to haggle so much in France and then having to virtually give it away, it was heartbreaking.
How do you think she did today, James?
I think she did really well. I mean, we're talking about the losses, but early on, we were making some fantastic profits. So, you know, I hope we're ahead of the game. I think we are.
I hope you're ahead of the game. Well, similarly, of course, Mark, at the end of the day, you were giving stuff away. People weren't believing that you were selling it for £5.
People got some great bargains, and when we were shouting anything on this stall for £5, they were just passing and laughing. And they couldn't believe it. And my big Vertigo cupboard for £5. It was amazing.
What are you most proud of having sold today?
Most proud of the mirror, I think. And the candle holder that was the churchy candle holder.
That you didn't like?
That I didn't like, but
made
a lot of money.
Bit of a niggle here.
Oh, he's niggled all the show. He's niggled all the time.
But Mark, you must be proud of him, the way that he's gone today.
I tell you what, I could have had a tea break today all day long because he's done so well. I must say, he hasn't stopped selling, have you?
No, thank you.
You've done a great job.
I even ate my lunch while I was selling.
I noticed.
But has it given you both a different idea of what it's like now to be a market trader?
Definitely.
Because I have to tell you, you have done incredibly well today. We gave you £350 worth of euros, and you've managed to sell £323 worth of things. But, Mark, you are the champ.
Excellent.
You actually managed to raise today £450. So congratulations.
Well done. Good show.
You win the prize. It's a very precious Sèvres plate. It's wrapped very carefully because it is precious, but enjoy it. And I hope that it's just a wonderful reminder of a great time in France and a very successful day
really good.
here at Camden Passage.
Thank
Congratulations to both of you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And if you have, that you'll join us when we go bargain spotting again. Until then, from all of us, bye-bye now.
Bye.